There is a disturbing question that Silicon Valley is currently spending billions of dollars to answer. And no, it's not can we live forever. The real question is, can we fix human body before the global economy collapses? Right now the longevity market is racing toward $27 trillion of evaluation. On one side you have Bryan Johnson injecting blood of his own son and billionaires building labs in the desert. On the other, you have a supplement industry selling you expensive hope in a bottle. Most people think this is just vanity. We swallow the market believing that the right stock of pills will optimize us, even when the clinical data screams the opposite. But if you look past the wellness hype, at the economics, the biology, the demographics, you quickly realize that the vanity is just the marketing cover story. The truth is, it's not just about cheating death. It's about engineering a new type of healthcare system. And right now, the global economy depends on it succeeding. In this video, I'm going to answer 3 specific questions. Why is the supplement market mostly a scam, and who is actually driving it? What is the demographic nightmare that keeps economists awake at night? And finally, what exactly are Bezos, Altman and Johnson doing in their labs? Are they building a paradise for themselves, or is there a benefit for the rest of us too? Let's start with the noise. We're living in the optimization gold rush. Companies like Thorne, Whoop, and Aura have brilliantly rebranded hypochondria as biohacking. But how does this industry actually make money? It relies on a mechanism called regulatory arbitrage. To bring a real drug to the market, pharma spends $2 billion and 10 years on clinical trials. If it fails, they lose everything. But to launch a longevity supplement, you need only $5,000 and a nice label. Because supplements are classified as food, not drugs, they don't have to prove they work. They just have to prove they don't kill you immediately. This creates a massive incentive to sell a theory instead of reality. Take for example resveratrol. For a decade it was the golden child of longevity. Driven by hype and influencers, it made millions. But when the interventions testing program, the gold standard of testing, finally ran the numbers, it failed. Or take melatonin. You buy 10 mg gummies in your local drugstore because, more is better, right? Wrong. Your brain produces 0.3 mg. You are overdosing by 3000%, desensitizing your own receptors. While supplements are just a consumer trend, the real investment in longevity is being driven by a mathematical certainty. And I'm talking about the demographic collapse. Most people don't understand how our economic system actually works. And I don't blame them for it. We operate on a pay-as-you-go model. When you pay taxes today, that money isn't saved in a vault for your retirement. It is immediately paid out to the current retirees. This system works beautifully as long as you have a pyramid. Lots of young workers at the bottom supporting a few old people at the top. But the pyramid has inverted. In 1960, there was 6 workers for every retiree. In 2035, there'll be only 2. This is the nightmare scenario. You have a shrinking workforce that is trying to pay for massive aging population that has a need for expensive healthcare. And here's the kicker. Healthcare costs explode in the last 5 years of life. Chronic diseases like Alzheimer's, heart disease and diabetes cost global economy trillions of dollars every year. 90% of US healthcare spending goes to treating these chronic conditions. And the end result is very simple. If we don't fix the system or if we don't change it, it will simply go bankrupt. We either cut pensions, which is a political suicide, or we print more money, which leads to hyperinflation. Unless there is a third option. What if you could stop people from getting sick in the first place? What if a 70-year-old man can operate with the energy, the intention, and the passion of a 30-year-old man? In that case, the government doesn't need you to be necessarily happy. They just need you to be working and be a net tax contributor. That is why the longevity is an economic necessity. This brings us to the labs. What are billionaires and multi-millionaires are actually trying to solve? Let's look at 3 experiments that currently are probably the most popular in the world. First, you have Bryan Johnson and his blueprint. Forget the memes about him eating dinner at 11 AM. Look at the data. He's treating his body like a software product, running A/B tests on every organ. The result? He claims to have slowed his pace of aging to roughly 0.69. That means for every 365 days that pass, his body only ages about 250 days. Is he crazy? Maybe, but he's proving that aging is a variable, not a constant. Then there is Altos Labs, backed by Jeff Bezos, who already put $3 billion into this project. They aren't trying to optimize the body. They're trying to completely reset it using so-called Yamanaka factors. So the goal is to take an old cell and pulls it with proteins that tell the cell to revert to a young state. But here's the part that they don't put on the pitch deck. If you reset the cells too much, they forget who they are and they turn into teratomas. In Greek, teratoma literally means monstrous tumor, and they live up to the name. We're talking about chaotic biological masses that grow fully formed teeth, clumps of hair, and even rudimentary eyes, staring back at you from the inside your own stomach. And so Altos is spending billions of dollars to find the Goldilocks zone. Young enough to heal you, but not old enough to grow teeth in your liver. Finally, Sam Altman put $180 million into a company called Retro Biosciences. While Bezos tries to reset the cell, this company just tries to clean it. Their focus is the autophagy, basically telling or teaching your cell how to take out the trash. As we age, our cells got clogged with toxic proteins, like the plaques that cause Alzheimer's. Retro is building therapies to reactivate the body's recycling systems, effectively scrubbing the rust off the machine while it's still running. Now, it's easy to look at this and say, great, the rich get to live forever and we are left with nothing. Well, the history tells us a slightly different story. In the 19th century, aluminum was the most precious metal on Earth. Napoleon III served dinner to his most honored guests on aluminum plates, while the peasants, the lesser nobility, had to eat off gold. Why? Because refining aluminum was incredibly difficult and expensive. Today, we wrap our leftovers in it. This is the pattern of technology. The rich pay the early adopters tax. They fund expensive and dangerous R&Ds. And in doing so, they eventually build an infrastructure that brings costs down to almost zero. And here's the overlap. The billionaires want to live forever. The economy needs to stop spending trillions of dollars on curing chronic diseases. And the solution to both problems is probably the same. And it's curing aging. So this is one of these rare problems where the selfish desires of 0.1% of the population actually align with the needs of the rest of us. The marketing and the companies that want to make money on you will exist forever. You will not change it. But you can understand how they operate, how they work, and after that you will basically be immune to their manipulative tactics. If you want to live forever, probably there's no simple answer to that for now. But if you want to live longer, happier life, just take care of yourself. Eat good food. Have only a good stress. When you're trying to learn something new or create something, this is a good stress. Bad stress is not sleeping well. And the third thing is actually sleep well. I don't have to say how much do you have to sleep, right? Just experiment. Sleep 6 hours, sleep 8 hours, and you'll see what's your perfect time. Exercise. Do something. Tennis, running, lift weights, go do Muay Thai. There is plenty of sports for you, just do something. I know it sounds like a cliche, but detox your brain from dopamine. Yes, it's hype word right now, but you see, it really fucks up your brain. So try to just limit the time you spend on your phone and maybe go walk or read something or do something not more productive, but less stressing for your brain. And just do regular health checks. Check your blood, check your organs, check your brain, check your heart. This will literally give you an understanding how your body works, what you have to expect from it in certain situations, and you'll be more sensitive when something happens to you. And in so doing, you will understand what happens to your body when something is slightly weird or different. And this for sure puts you in 1% or in 5% of people who are living a healthy, good, and interesting life. Thank you for watching this video. Think with your own brain and make your own decisions.